High School Musical is turning 20 years old this year. Yep, it's official. We're getting old. When the first one came out, I wasn't even born yet. But that doesn't mean it wasn't my childhood. I still have the old DVD case somewhere. I haven't seen all 3 movies in a really long time, but I still listen to the music whenever I get the chance. I didn't hate the spin-off, but once season 2 came out, I realized the show wasn't for me. I'm glad they didn't have it connected to the franchise and they made it its own thing. But having the movie be an existing movie in the show felt meta, but in an odd kind of way. For the longest time, there were fake High School Musical 4 trailers everywhere. They're still around, but they don't pop up as much. But what if one day there was an official High School Musical 4 trailer released by Disney? Camp Rock 3 is coming out this year. What if High School Musical 4 was next to happen? Now, in my honest opinion, High School Musical shouldn't come back in any way. But what if it did? Where would those characters be today? Well, if you stick around, I'll tell you what I have in mind for middle-aged musical. For High School Musical 4, I would have the main cast from the previous movies become the new teachers of East High. Tell me that they don't look like teachers, especially Corbin Bleu out of all of them. So instead of them being students, they would now be co-workers. Picture the old Wildcats as lovable teachers that care about their students. I feel like that premise would stand out from the other 3 movies. If you can't already tell, I'm pulling a lot of inspiration from Abbott Elementary. It's one of my favorite recent shows, and having the old Wildcats hanging in the teacher's lounge like how they do in Abbott would be a mature way to bring them back to their school. Sharpay as an adult would definitely give off Ava energy. Now, Sharpay is supposed to be rich. I don't know how she became a teacher. That's the one plot hole I don't know how to fix. The students from the High School Musical movies are now the teachers of East High, but unfortunately, the new school principal is deciding on shutting down the theater program because not that many kids participated last year. But if the new kids can put on a fantastic show for this school year, the drama club will stay. Now it is up to the teachers to find students from their classes to save the theater program. It's not a crazy premise, but I think it's good enough. I was thinking Troy would have his dad's old job. He would be the gym teacher and the basketball coach of the school. For 2 reasons. It would keep the character close to his passion for basketball. Also, the way Zac Efron's face currently looks, that doesn't scream social studies teacher. So Troy would be the school gym teacher who just got a recent divorce with Gabriella. And it would make things awkward between them because they work there. I don't know why, but I keep picturing adult Troy as Peter B. Parker. He had the girl, he lost the girl, and his life slowly went downhill after that. Chad would be a math teacher, and throughout the movie, his students would make fun of his old hairstyle. Not in a hurtful way, but something cute and harmless, like that one TikTok trend. That would be pretty fun to see happen. I could see Chad going through something like that. Gabriella? She would be a science teacher, because smart. Moving on. Sharpay was one of the harder ones, but I thought being a music teacher suited her. Ryan? He would be the new theater teacher, and he continues on the legacy of his old teacher, Miss Darbus. Taylor and Martha would be the counselors at the school. I just thought those 2 would fit being counselors. Zeke would be the culinary teacher, obviously. And for the school principal trying to take down the drama club, I was thinking of having him be played by Drew Seeley. Hear me out on this. Drew Seeley was a part of the first movie without being a part of the first movie. Zac Efron took his spotlight, and yet he still had to sing for him. So to have Drew Seeley physically come back for High School Musical 4, trying to take away the musical out of High School Musical, would be absolute gold. I expect to see a check in the mail, Disney. Add 4 more zeros and let's make it happen, Mickey. The target audience would be the kids that grew up with the first movie since 2006. Now, you might hate me for saying this, but I think it should keep the cheesiness and Disney Channel charm from the other 3. It can still be a mature movie with a few adult jokes, but for High School Musical 4 to feel a part of the franchise, it would have to feel like Disney Channel made it, not Disney Plus. Bring back the whimsical sound effects and that tiny bit of corny dialogue. It can still have serious moments throughout the movie, but I don't want it to feel like I'm sitting through a movie made by Seth Rogen. The songs from High School Musical are all legendary. No matter what movie it's from, they're all worth dancing to. But what would those characters sing about as adults? Well, here's a few song ideas I had in mind. Troy would sing a song to his basketball team, and the song would be similar to Get Your Head in the Game, but from a coach's perspective. There would be a duet between Troy and Gabriella. They would sing about their recent divorce. Sharpay would have a song about how she doesn't get paid enough as a teacher. Ryan and Sharpay would sing a song to the drama kids about opening up the real you when you perform. The message would be something like, that's where your alter ego shines, when you're on stage and the spotlight hits you. And Troy and Chad would sing about the glory days of when they were high schoolers. At first, I wanted it to be a solo song from Troy, because Troy always has to have his solo moment, but I feel like it would have came off as depressing and sad. Also, including Chad in the song would make it reminiscent to The Boys Are Back. Logan, the popular basketball guy. Similar to Troy, but he's not ashamed to admit he loves to sing. In fact, everyone at the school already knows. But Logan's only problem is that he has stage fright. He never participated in theater because of his fear. He only sings in the comfort of his room to his followers. Sophia, a quiet girl with terrible social skills, but yet she has an incredible voice. And when I mean she's a quiet girl, I mean she is dead silent. So much so that she barely speaks to her counselor. Kelsey was pretty quiet when Troy started talking to her, and I'm kinda going for something like that. Her teacher, Gabriella, would overhear her singing on an empty stage, kinda like that moment in Let It Shine. This would be the scene where Gabriella tries to convince her student that she should try out for the school musical. Amber, the Sharpay of the group. She has a massive ego and is talented in ballet and gymnastics. Even though she would be hard to work with, her skills are what we need to save the drama club. Nathan and Zoe. They're brother and sister twins like Ryan and Sharpay, but instead, one of them is on stage performing and the other is working backstage. Nathan would see himself better as Amber. And Zoe's personality would switch from bubbly to strict when her classmates messes up in rehearsal. She would probably be Ryan's favorite student. I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with the POV High School Musical TikToks, where there's a self-aware person wondering why everyone is singing. And I think High School Musical 4 should do something like that. Now, it is very Deadpool-like for High School Musical to acknowledge that they're in a musical, but I was thinking it would be a simple joke just for one moment in the movie. All the new students of East High would burst into song, basically mirroring What Time Is It and stick to the status quo. A teacher heading to his classroom would accidentally walk into the middle of their performance, uncomfortable and confused why everyone is singing. He runs into the teacher's lounge to catch his breath, and all the teachers are looking at him weirdly. Then, at the top of his lungs, he would scream, "What is happening out there?" Flash mob. Just a little wink wink nudge nudge to the audience. I wanted Coach Bolton to somehow make an appearance, and since Troy is older, I think Troy would have lunch with his dad and would talk about his rocky relationship with Gabriella. Also, bring back Kenny Ortega. Without him, those movies wouldn't have been so memorable. It would be nice to have him work with those actors again, and to see them as adults instead of kids like before. So, what did you think of my movie pitch for High School Musical 4? On paper, it seems like something that people would enjoy. But if I can be completely honest, as much as I love my own idea, I really don't think it should happen.
You what?
This video is simply a what if, because High School Musical isn't something you can bring back or replicate. High School Musical ended as a trilogy, and it should stay that way. As much as we miss the characters, the songs, and the feeling that Disney Channel gave us, that's what makes the nostalgia from it so much better. Childhood and adulthood are two separate things and should never collide. And I think it's for the best to keep High School Musical 4 forever as a what if. But if anyone from Disney happens to see this video, forget everything I just said. What just happened? Oh, nothing. You were just gonna write me a check for $50 million for my idea.
$50 million? And who you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton?